Oh, hey, hi, I'm Kat. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I am so glad that you found this space. I really try to be the voice that I always look for, someone who is both on the spiritual path and also still human and still figuring it out in real time. And that would be me. Because this whole awakening, remembering is so beautiful. And it's also very confusing and disorienting and hilarious and frustrating and humbling. And sometimes you feel like you're made of light while you're like drowning and you don't know what to do with your hair. Right? Anyway, if you understood that, you are in good company. I got you on that one. So today, grabbed my London fog and of course Sir Isaac Newton, so when you hear the snores, that's coming from him. But I really want to talk about a stage I don't think very many people talk about enough. And it's that in-between identity stage. The part after you've already let go of your 3D attachments, like you don't think the same way, you don't react the same way. The old version of you is like literally dissolving, and yet you're not fully embodied in the new self either. So it's like you're in between selves, kind of like, I don't know, in the hallway between timelines. Ooh, sometimes things just come out of me. So let's take a sip here. Okay, thanks. And let's kind of dive into this. All right. For me, I feel like I have dropped almost all of my old 3D programming. I'm living mostly in 4D, touching 5D often. The awareness is there, the neutrality is there, the trust is there. But oh boy, this past week, and if we're going to be completely honest, probably 2 weeks, things have been surfacing that I thought were literally gone, like done with. I've dealt with it. And it's like little limiting beliefs, maybe leftover conditionings, like weird old emotional debris. And it just keeps like coming up. And I can feel it, right? And I'm knowing this, that it's coming up so it can finally be released and just leave, which is really good, right? Because it's making room for the new. However, it's also a little uncomfortable, not gonna lie. Because every time a layer leaves, another identity dies. And that is where the whole brain science comes in, and it makes so much sense. So then it's not scary. All right, let's think of it this way. The nervous system, right? What's its job? To keep us safe. So when we lose an identity, it dies. Nervous system's not happy about that. Not because it's wrong, but because it's unknown. It's unfamiliar. It's uncomfortable. And we know that the brain would rather stay in a bad, familiar place, situation, than in a good unknown. So when you feel off, you're not broken. You are literally undergoing a neurological identity repattering. Whoa, that was a mouthful. So imagine what's happening in your body. The subconscious is uninstalling. Is that a word? Can you uninstall old codes? And it hasn't finished writing in the new operating system yet. Ooh, right? So that's the limbo that you're feeling. It's in the rewriting of everything, or rewiring. So spiritually, this is the void, the chrysalis, where the caterpillar loses form, but it isn't a butterfly yet. So it's like whoosh. And physically, that lag time is normal. The 3D body is always the last to catch up on the upgrade. All right, well, that makes sense, right? So when you stand there and you're like, who am I now? What do I wear? Do I have a style? Am I supposed to look like a linen draped Jesus right now? No, seriously. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but higher frequency material isn't flattering. And like, look at my hair. Why does my hair feel like it belongs to a past life that doesn't live anymore? And it's like dark in a cave. But this is what we have to remember. You're not crazy. You're not. And I'm not. You're just catching. Your body is catching up to your consciousness. Ooh, that's how we'll say that. Yes. So, I've thought of a couple of things that I've been trying to do now that I have this awareness. Knowing this actually makes it easier to feel this way. Not gonna lie. Okay? But here are a couple of things that you can do in the timeline hallway. First of all, don't be rushing the embodiment. You don't plant a seed and then dig it up to see if it's working, right? So I think the same rule applies here. And number 2, name the identity death when you feel it. Not what's wrong with me, but an old self is exiting. Goodbye, old belief. 3, keep your nervous system regulated while the new timelines are loading, right? So make sure you breathe, ground, earth, do some tapping, not to fix it, but to support the transition. 4, let it be ugly and unfinished. I mean, we are humans, right? The butterfly does not worry about what it looks like while it's mid-cocooning, and neither should you or me. So embrace the hair. And here's a really empowering truth that not only you need to hear, but I need to hear. So let's take a deep breath for this one. And out. Because every breath counts. If you feel lost right now, it is because the map that you used to live by is no longer accurate. It doesn't match up with the streets. You have outgrown the version of you that required it. So this whole disorientation that you're feeling right now is not a problem. It is evidence of evolution, right? So if you are in this in-between space where the spiritual you is already here and the physical you is still catching up, you are not behind. You are right on time. Don't collapse the process just because the hallway is a little bit uncomfortable. Just gotta take a deep breath in and let it out. You are literally becoming the person that you created yourself to be, that you asked to be, that you are becoming to be. So, one more time. Let's take a deep breath in. And a long exhale. You don't need to know exactly who the new you is yet. And that's kind of exciting. Just keep releasing everything that clearly is not you anymore. And the rest, I'm very confident, is just naturally going to reveal itself. You gotta make room for it, so you gotta get rid of the old and bring in the new. And I think the takeaway of this video is this. You are not alone here. Because I'm here. There are so many of us building a community. You don't have to do this alone. We're in the hallway with you in between the timelines here. And we got this. We're going to figure it out. Yeah, we're doing great. Just being you and choosing you. Yeah, I think that's all I have for today. So have a great day.